fifth and final prediction that you had for 2025 was that the demand for AI engineering skills will surpass the demand for traditional data science skills. Did that bear out, Sadie?
Yeah, so I looked at a quick kind of jobs report from LinkedIn, and they showed skills and keywords that were on the rise and ones that weren't. And just kind of overall, back to also, we have a lot of CEOs who just are adding Gen AI and stamping it on. We're also seeing a lot of AI stamped onto job descriptions as well. And so much higher growth in what we're seeing for AI prompting, AI engineering skills, particularly compared to data science skills. So check out the LinkedIn jobs report. It's a great way, I think, just to kind of see what's trending. Think of it kind of like Google search keywords, but for what's happening in the job world and what's happening on job descriptions.
That is really interesting and big implications for all of our listeners who are trying to have the most relevant, the most relevant skills of the moment. And actually, so this is going back to the beginning of the year, but I did do an episode number 856 talking about the fastest growing job in most developed countries in the world, and that was AI engineer. So more in that episode on the kinds of skills that you can be developing, listener, in order to, yeah, be super employable. And I don't know how you feel about this, Sadie, but to me, it's kind of obvious that AI engineer is kind of like a subspecialization of data scientists that has emerged. Um, and, not really a completely distinct area, but yeah, that's kind of how I perceive it.
I personally think the data scientists created a family of jobs. So when I got into the field in 2014, it was thought that you were like this unicorn, and everybody knew we were putting way too much on like the role data scientist, because you're supposed to do everything from data engineering to data visualization to being an ML engineer and building out these models, also taking it to production, so doing ML ops. Like, those jobs that I just described really didn't exist when the data scientist got created. The data scientist was that. And then we realized, oh, most people aren't a full stack data scientist. And we can actually move faster if we split this into particular roles like ML ops, ML engineering, etc. What I'm seeing happen is not only did the data scientists breed out a family of jobs and 5 different job descriptions, but now we're seeing it change, like just a rebrand from ML to AI. And what's funny is I was reading the book Thinking Machines, highly recommend that book to anyone. And they do a whole history on AI, and they didn't want to call it AI back in the 2010s because they didn't think anybody would take it seriously. So to avoid that, they called it machine learning. And now we're back to the term AI. So I found it humorous that like they came up with the term machine learning as a way to get away from AI, but here we all are back to AI to begin with.